All right, welcome to our deep dive on the Shore Caucus United Football League. For 10 weeks, it's been pretty much chaos, but now, finally, the playoff picture is starting to get clear. So, what's the big takeaway from all the action this past weekend?
Yep, that's it right there. This is the main story coming out of Week 10. The league has this brand new, super clear dividing line. You're either a legit contender with a real shot at the title, or, well, you're on the outside looking in, just fighting for your playoff life. There's really no in-between anymore.
So let's start with those halves, the teams that are really just flexing their muscles, right? These are the squads pulling away from the pack and putting up some truly massive, dominant performances.
And for the second week in a row, this monster number belongs to Jenks, Vodka, and OJ. I mean, think about that. They dropped the highest score of the week again and just completely took apart their opponent. They are on an absolute tear right now.
And that opponent? The Neptune Crack Killers. Jenks practically doubled their score, which handed the Killers a devastating fifth straight loss. Man, at 3-7, their season isn't just struggling, it's officially in full-on collapse mode.
But here's the crazy thing. As incredible as Jenks has been playing, there is one team out there that is, without a doubt, the most dangerous, the most feared squad in the entire SUFL right now. 5. That's the magic number. That is 5 consecutive wins for Lick D's Salty Balls. They are on an unbelievable heater, and it feels like absolutely nobody can slow them down.
And this is a big reason why. That number, 57.20, is the single highest score from any player this entire season. Jonathan Taylor just put the team on his back with an absolutely historic, league-winning kind of day.
So yeah, they completely crushed Team Used-to-Be's, who, let's be honest, just picked the wrong week to play them. And with that win, Salty Balls is now the highest-scoring team in the entire league. They're not just a team anymore, they are a total runaway train.
But, for every blowout victory, there's always the other side of the coin. For those teams desperately trying to stay in this thing, Week 10 delivered some absolutely gut-wrenching, down-to-the-wire losses.
Just look at this margin. 1.15. That's it. That is the tiny, agonizing difference that separated a potentially season-saving win from a soul-crushing defeat for Benny's and the Jets.
And even with an incredible 41-point explosion from Jameer Gibbs, it just wasn't enough. The Wildwood Warthogs had a much more balanced attack across the board, and it was just enough to push them over the top for the W.
So this is the thing, right? This loss drops Benny's all the way down to 3-7. And as the note here from the league recap says, it's the kind of loss that stings the most. It just rips your heart out.
And they weren't alone in their misery, not by a long shot. The Bayshore Buzzards got a monster 45-point game from Devon Chain, and it still wasn't enough. They ended up losing by just over 6 points to a team with the league's worst offense. I mean, that's just some seriously brutal luck.
Oh, and this one perfectly illustrates the kind of personal drama that makes this league so awesome. Team Naj didn't just lose to the top-ranked AI fantasy bot. No. They lost to their old quarterback, Josh Allen, who was the one who led the bot to victory. You just can't make this stuff up. That is a special kind of ouch.
Okay, so after all that action, the insane blowouts, the heartbreaking losses, the drama, what does the league landscape actually look like now? Let's take a look at where everybody stands. And it's pretty wild. The league has split perfectly in half. You've got 5 clear contenders sitting at 6-4 or better, and then you've got 5 teams below .500 whose playoff hopes are, well, basically on life support. The gap is very, very real.
And here they are, the official standings in all their glory. Way up at the top, you've got the AI bot just chilling at 8-2, pretty much untouchable. Right below them, you see that massive logjam of 4, count 'em, 4 teams at 6-4, all jockeying for position. And then, well, then you got everybody else, just trying to hang on and survive. So how does all this set up Week 11? Well, let me tell you. From here on out, every single game is a high-stakes, must-win showdown. There are no easy weeks left on the schedule, not for anybody.
I mean, just look at these implications. For the 4-6 teams like the Buzzards and Nas, the loser is essentially done for. For the Crack Killers, another loss could officially be the nail in the coffin. And then you have Jenks, Vodka, and OJ, who have a massive chance to prove they belong in that top tier by taking on the #1 seed. Big stuff.
But
With all of that incredible action going on across the league, let's be real. All eyes are going to be on one matchup that has easily earned the title of Game of the Week.
This is it, folks. A battle of 6 and 4 titans. On one side, you have that runaway train, Lick D's Salty Balls, riding that 5-game win streak, and on the other, you have the quietly elite Wildwood Warthogs, a team that just keeps finding ways to win. This is a massive, massive showdown.
The winner of this game gets a huge leg up in the race for a first-round playoff bye, which, as you know, is a gigantic prize. So the question we're all left with is, who's going to seize this opportunity and take that one giant step toward a championship? I guess we'll just have to find out next week.